for round 25 of the NPL Women's First Grade fixture between your APIA Leichhardt FC and Western Sydney Wanderers FC. On behalf of the APIA Women's Program, we would like to thank our club's major sponsors: Turner Freeman Lawyers, Carrera by Design, Full Face Orthodontics, Rachets, Canada Bay Club, Flowers for Everyone, True Property, and a big thank you to our senior team sponsors: Aero Adapt, English Heritage Tiles, Mahoney Estate Blinds, Wise Employment, Automotive Superstore, Functional 5. The first grade lineup for the Western Sydney Wanderers FC is as follows. Coach Robert Bradshaw and Jamie Dibb. Manager Lily Hose. Starting lineup: number 2, Annabella Keep. 5, Amelia Bennett. Number 8, Mia Natali. Number 13, Alvina Marie Kashoba. Number 19, Talia Yunus. 20, Annabelle Kroll. 24, Nikita Pazari. 27, Charlotte Bradshaw. 28, Frida Caraveras. 29, Ruby Betro. 38, Tessie Young. Substitute players for Wanderers: number 7, Tara Biglianti. 11, Alyssa McKenzie. 12, Madison Gavila. 16, Zoe Panagopoulos. 25, Mary Delbrois. Number 30, Charlotte Church. And 32, Medina Musa. And now for the team lineup for our first grade women's team and their proud sponsors. Number 2, Claudia Chico. Number 3, Charlotte Lancaster. 4, Natasha Pryor. 5, Maya Lobo, sponsored by Little Kickers Blacktown. Number 6, Mona Walker, German 3 Air Conditioning. Number 10, Susan von Songham. 11, Ashley Letta, Wise Employment. 13, Jordan Jasnos, Ugali Concrete Construction. 14, Mia Golding, Clinical Sports Therapy and Company Office Fit Out Group. Number 31, Jacinta Gulabowski, Superior Painting. Number 38, Alyssa Rose, RC Football Academy. Substitute players for APIA Leichhardt: number 1, Sophie Magus, Billy McCall from WMCC. Number 7, Talia Capitanellis, Sydney City Mechanical Services. Number 8, Jamie Bowfields, Clear Plumbing Solutions. Number 19, Imogen Lane, Flowers for Everyone. Number 24, Christina Kitchik, Macron. And number 57, Lexi Medina. Coaches for APIA Leichhardt, Brad Attard and Kevin Bush. Managers, Annette Foley and Brett Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, APIA Leichhardt Football Club would like to thank everyone for joining us today and showing your support for our United for Cancer round. APIA is incredibly proud and honoured to share this important initiative with our friends at Western Sydney Wanderers. As our two clubs come together as one football community to raise awareness and much needed funds for the National Breast Cancer Foundation and Living for Levi. We would like to extend a very warm welcome to Giovanna Jacobs and Amanda Harding from Canada Bay Club, our valued game day sponsor. We sincerely thank Canada Bay Club for their ongoing support of APIA and for joining us on such an important day. We also extend a very special welcome to the Rudenberg family and everyone supporting Living for Levi. The Rudenberg family recently experienced the heartbreaking loss of their young son Levi to brain cancer. They are an important part of the Western Sydney Wanderers and wider New South Wales football communities, and today we stand alongside them in remembering Levi, honouring his life and supporting the fight against brain cancer. Giovanna, today our APIA family stands alongside you and everyone else whose lives have been touched by breast cancer. Today is about much more than football. It is about our football community coming together to support those affected by cancer, to raise awareness and vital funds, and most importantly, to show families that they are not alone. To everyone who has donated, volunteered, contributed, or helped make today's event possible, thank you. Every contribution, big or small, makes a difference. We hope you enjoy today's football, and we thank you for standing together with APIA Leichhardt and Western Sydney Wanderers United for Cancer. To mark this special occasion, we would now like to invite Luke Rudenberg and Amanda Harding onto the field to perform the official coin toss for today's first grade match. Please join us in giving them both a very warm welcome.
Good afternoon from Lambert Park. NPL women's action in New South Wales, and it's round 25, the penultimate weekend of the season. Results elsewhere mean that neither of our two teams today, APIA Leichhardt or the Western Sydney Wanderers, can end up top of the table at the end of the season, but they're both locked into finals. And as both teams make their way out onto the ground, that seeding in finals is still all important. It's a battle of third and fourth today. Second place still potentially up for grabs, depending on how UNSW go against Sydney University, not too far from here, later this evening. But form is just as important for these two clubs heading into the final series. It's a different looking APIA this afternoon because today's game is doubling as the United Against Cancer event. APIA, Western Sydney Wanderers and Canada Bay Club have teamed up for this particular fundraiser. You can jump onto the APIA Leichhardt social media pages to find out about the funds which will go to the National Breast Cancer Foundation and Living for Levi in the United Against Cancer match. Great initiative, and APIA really backing it by playing in a unique playing kit this afternoon to mark the occasion, and they really look the part as well. Credit to both clubs. Let's get into the lineups for both teams. APIA Leichhardt have made one change to the starting 11, which was held to a 1-1 draw by the Illawarra Stingrays last weekend. It's Talia Captain-Ellis who goes to the bench, and Mona Walker comes into the starting 11. Jacinta Gulubovsky in the number 31 shirt is in goal. 2, Claudia Chico. 3, Charlotte Lancaster. 4, Tash Pryor. 5, Maya Lobo. 6, Mona Walker. 10, Susan Fonsong-Cam. 11, Ashley Letter. 13, Jordan Jasnos. 14, Mia Golding. And 38, Alyssa Rhodes. Western Sydney Wanderers have made 3 changes to the team that defeated Sydney University 1-0 last weekend. Coming into... Just got to make sure we're not... no, it's a photo rather than a minute's silence, so I'll keep talking through the team. 3 changes to the team that won 1-0 against Sydney University last weekend, with Alvina Kashaba, Talia Yunus, and also the third inclusion is... bear with me here. Tessie Young. Those are the 3 ins for Western Sydney Wanderers. From the back, Annabelle Kroll wearing number 20 in goal. 2, Annabella Keep. 5, Millie Bennett. 8, Mia Natali. 13, Alvina Kashaba. 19, Talia Yunus. 24 Nikita Fazari, 27 Charlotte Bradshaw, 28 Freddie Caraberis, 29 Ruby Betro, and 38 Tessa Young. And on an overhauled bench for the Wanderers, Charlotte Church, their backup keeper, 7 Tara Bajante, 11 Alyssa McKenzie, 12 Madison Gavilla, 16 Zoe Panagopoulos, the former APIA player, 25 Mary Dalbroy, and 32 Medina Musa. And on the bench for APIA, only 6 on the bench today. Backup keeper Sophie Johnston, 7 Talia Capitan-Ellis, 8 Jamie Bowfills, 19 Imogen Lane, 24 Christina Kachik, and 57 Lexi Medina. So these two teams are both on 49 points, but with their 2-0 win against the Northern Tigers earlier today, it means that Bulls Academy are now unassailable in first place for these two sides. Only UNSW could potentially catch them, and given that Bulls play already relegated Western Sydney Rangers in the last round, in all likelihood the title is heading to Bulls. Just a question of whether it is sealed by a favourable result this afternoon or their own performance next weekend. But third place very much up for grabs here. APIA Leichhardt are 4 goals difference better than the Wanderers, so a draw would perhaps be a more favourable result for them. But Western Sydney have been in good form as they have locked the door to the top 4 to all other teams, and they were able to win away at APIA last season. So they will be hoping to find a good performance here today. And Talia Yunus with an early touch. But immediately coming in, Susan Fonsong Cam. This match packed with A-League talents and A-League prospects. Talia Yunus missed after playing in the A-League Women's All-Star game against Chelsea last week. Crossfield pass over to Millie Bennett here. It'll be a good duel between her and Jordan Jasnos down this flank today, and the ball runs out for a throw-in. Good healthy crowd in at Lambert Park too. See the pocket of APIA juniors down in the corner. They'll be cheering on the home side. Here's the Golden Boot leader, Ashley Letter. She'll win the Golden Boot. She's on 27 for the season, a mile clear of second. And Charlotte Lancaster in possession here, playing it out to Ashley Letter, but coming across to clear it away is Tessa Young. Jordan Jasnos to take the throw in here for APIA. Quick 1-2 with Alyssa Rose, and then possession back to Tash Pryor. Rose trying to press. Mia Natali holding her ground here for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Plays it to Ruby Betro. And now out to left back and Annabella Keep. Keep across the back line over to Tessa Young. No Savannah Murray today for Western Sydney Wanderers. She's been an almost ever present for them this season in their defence, so it is a new look defence today without her there. One of the more senior players in this Wanderers Academy team as well. Side almost entirely comprising of teenagers, and Murray was at least one of the older ones. Long ball out to the right. Claudia Chico away. Dashing forward here, Chico being chased in earnest, but is able to send across to the penalty spot. It's volleyed clear by Young. Fonsong Cam not able to control the ball. Nikita Fazari battling for possession, but Fonsong Cam able to protect it, and Tash Pryor is going to go all the way back to the young goalkeeper Jacinta Gulabovsky, only 17 years of age. She's deputising for Anna Leet at the moment, who is out, the New Zealand international. Might be back next week, should be back by the first week of finals. Of course, stay with play here. APIA have kept the ball in. Mia Golding up against Annabella Keep. And the ball finds its way out for an early corner kick. So APIA have a set-piece opportunity, and they do have some really good set-piece takers in this team. And Charlotte Lancaster looks as though she will take the first corner of the game. These two played a real entertaining game at Wanderers Football Park back in round 12. Miriam Zamaya, who scored 2 goals, and Amy Barker won in that game. They've both not been named in the team sheet today. In swinging corner from Lancaster, easily held by Annabelle Kroll. Barker, who's since moved to Japan to continue her career, and Zamaya not in the matchday squad, having started last week. So another significant out, but at least Wanderers have got Talia Yunus back. towards Chico, who has come across the pitch from right to left here. Chico trying to catch the Wanderers defence on the hop. And they are going to, in a tight network of passes, find their way out to the right touchline. Young brings the ball back to Charlotte Bradshaw, and she was going to switch flanks all the way over to the left. Alvina Koshaba looking for Talia Yunus, but that pass was intercepted by Mia Golding, and back to Mona Walker. Walker into the middle for Alyssa Rose. Offside flags up here against Mia Natali over on the near touchline to us. Today's referees Chloe Gray, assistants Stephanie Hilton on the outer side, and Mervan Garabovic, who was raising the flag just there. But yes, back in round 12, Apia's two goal scorers were Ashley Brodigan, who's been out for some time, and Ashley Letter, one of her 27 this campaign. You might have seen the From the Gantry podcast this week, was talking about her pursuit of the NPL era record as top scorer, 32 goals by Georgia Yeoman-Dale. So she needs 5 in 2 games if she wants to get to that mark. It might be a tall order. Apia finished with a trip to North Turramurra to play the Northern Tigers next weekend. So Letter would love maybe at least 2 of those 5 today, maybe more. She's going to get anywhere near GYG's 32. Bennett leads the ball behind, and it's going to be a throw-in for Jasnos. So yes, result earlier today, Bulls Academy 2, Northern Tigers 0, Jake Rashon with a double. Means that 58 points for Bulls Academy, 53 for UNSW, who play Sydney University, kicking off soon. Natali on the ball here. Low shot, is going to find it. 20 Eunice spins on the ball to open up space, and what a good save by Gulabovsky. Talia Eunice had the ball on a string, and Gulabovsky is able to foil it with a good close range save. And first corner of the game now for Wanderers. Apia with a distinct height advantage. Tash Pryor, the Camp Matilda centre back, marshalling the defence for Apia. Ball falling at the feet of Betrove, not able to actually get a goal-bound touch. It runs on and cleared away by Letter. Only had Fonsong Cam ahead of the ball, but it's managed to hit the referee. And I'm not sure that Wanderers were thrilled about that. They thought they were going to win possession back there due to the numbers they had covering. Whose ball is it going to be? Apia are arguing it's theirs. Wanderers are arguing it's theirs. Of course, it's an uncontested drop ball now, the new rule. It's been in place for a couple of years. And Wanderers are going to go backwards after being allocated the drop ball. Eunice, first real good chance to score for either team. She's been tagged there by Chico. Nice firm tackle and no foul to go with it. So play continues. Maya Lobo plays it to Mona Walker. Look at the numbers close in for Wanderers. Hunting the ball. Mia Golding has no choice but to sweep it out for a throw-in. Wanderers watching from the sideline. Fonsong Cam looking for Letter up against Bradshaw. No one in the middle, and Letter has done well to win a corner. Apia's coach Brad Attard, Western Sydney Wanderers, led by Jamie Dibb, but A-League Women's head coach Jeff Abrahams is never far away. So here's second corner of the game for Apia. Lancaster, another in-swinger to the back post, hoping for Mona Walker. And it will be consecutive corners here, and marking Walker very tightly, the Wanderers, denying her a header of the ball. So it will be a corner from the left-hand side now, and Alyssa Rose is the player who will go over to take. So Alyssa Rose. consecutive corners for APIA as they put the pressure on Wanderers. Rose, a driven corner, straight onto the head of Mia Natali. Really Golding with a volley. Millie Bennett's going to wheel onto the ball here and to drive it back towards Natali. Jasnos to Rose, and Rose is able to step through midfield. Diagonal ball out to Letter on the right, and she's caught in possession there by Koshava. Good challenge by the Wanderers left back, and tucks it inside for Talia Yunus. Had to hurry, and Claudia Chico has just caught Yunus again. This time it is a free kick. Talia Yunus perhaps making mental notes of being the target of a bit of aggression. Would have to be a contender for the gold medal this season. Perhaps we're watching two of them score 27 goals in the season. You're going to be up there with Ashley Letter. But Talia Yunus's play for Wanderers, she has played a decent chunk of the NPL women's season, enough to get enough votes from the referees, you would think. Perhaps we are watching the top two contenders to be the player of the season come the end of the home and away. It is a home and away award, so only 2 rounds of that to go. Of course, the reigning gold medalist Sky Halmerick popped up at NWS Spirit again after the transfer window opened, but hasn't been quite as prolific as last season, so Letter would have to be a good chance. Wanderers playing their way out to the right. Bennett, one of many Australian 20s in this team, challenging for the ball after Fazari gave it away. Lancaster, now Jasnos. Thrown to be taken over at left back. Some significant absentees for APIA today. Paige Hayward's out injured for the rest of the season, and Sophie Hoban, who we saw come back from the Newcastle Jets, has moved to Europe. That was announced by the Jets yesterday. APIA have confirmed that she won't be completing the NPL season, but she's already overseas, so I'm sure Sophie is actually watching her former teammates and her home club APIA. So Sophie, shout out to you. Hope you're enjoying wherever it is you're going to pop up soon. Here's Fazari, just tripped, no foul from Walker. Lancaster consolidates back with Pryor. Keat, the comfortable back pass to Annabelle Kroll, who's come in for Amy Hall during the course of the NPL season and looked pretty good as the goalkeeper in the team of the week last week after keeping a clean sheet. Bennett played Fazari into real trouble there. Walker spilled possession. Letter goes to work. Bradshaw contesting. Letter nearly. Just the last step there. The ball got trapped between the feet. And deflected off the back of her heel. That was nearly Ashley Letter in on goal after Fazari was given a bit of a hospital pass there, it must be said, and was left in a odds against situation to keep the ball. Game settled in. Brad Attard springs up off the bench of APIA. A few claps of encouragement. Giving most of the coaching instruction from the technical area at the moment for the Wanderers is Jamie Dibb, right under the VIP section. Over on the outer in the Joe Marston Pavilion. Of course, today doubles as a pretty important audition for the A-League season, not just for the Wanderers players in their own club, but APIA now heavily involved in the Central Coast Mariners. You see a diagonal pass here out to Alvina Koshava. Bending cross, Mia Natali in the middle, and she scores! Koshava's cross and Natali in the right spot to turn it in. Wanderers take the lead in the 13th minute. And Mia Natali's 5th in the league this season. 6 if you include the cup. And it was just lightning quick from Western Sydney there, and a good finish in the middle. And Natali will be chuffed. She's been able to just outmaneuver Tash Pryor there. The cap, Matilda's centre-back, not able to affect the play. And Natali, who has been at times a very effective centre-forward this season, both with the feet and some headed goals as well, is able to apply the finishing touch there. And it's Wanderers 1, APIA 0. Natali, one of these Wanderers players who has yet to be signed by an A-League team. But she's up to 5 for the league campaign, so starting to really make a case. She is a futsal international as well, it should be mentioned. She's played indoor for the Australian women's national team. But the full field stuff is going pretty well too. And APIA find themselves behind at home and in need of a response here. I'll give you what it means on the live league table the next break in play. As the ball goes back to Kroll. Danger here. Nearly caught in possession by Chico. Kroll is still down. Needs the teammates to bail her out, and that's what Koshaba will do. Wins the foul off Golding. Claudia Chico has been very assertive in trying to establish a physical presence in the game, and in on the goalkeeper there. No thoughts of treating the goalkeeper as a protected species. She nearly got caught, and that could have been an easy tap in had the ball broken just a little differently. So, other matches earlier today, MacArthur Rams 3-2 win against Western City Rangers. Marcela Santos with a hat-trick in that game against the already relegated last-place team. And 5 minutes in, Sydney University 0, UNSW 0. If Sydney University do not win, if UNSW don't win today, then Bulls are premiers. Here's Natali, 1 goal already. She's going to shoot from distance. Blocked, and Golding is able to volley away. Keep, Betro, now Rose. And Walker turns and plays back to Gulabovsky. So the table is Bulls 58, UNSW 54, Western Sydney up to 52, and APIA would be sitting 4th on 49. So as things stand, it would be Bulls versus APIA at Valentine Sports Park in the semi-final, and UNSW would be hosting Western Sydney Wanderers at the Village Green. Not sure which opponent APIA would rather play, to be honest. They've been pretty close with UNSW this season. Bulls are on a 20-game now, I believe, undefeated streak. So either way, the semi-finals are going to reflect the 4 best teams of the season, and you're going to have to beat 2 of them to lift this title. So they've been cut above the rest in this campaign. Eunice plays the ball back to Keep. Keep under pressure from Chico. Plays a rangy back pass to Annabelle Kroll. Jasnos. An energetic header. Second ball's there to be won. Jasnos looking just a little dazed. She keeps her feet. Maybe it was just the initial blow. She's on her haunches now, though. That is a worry. She's going to have to switch back on and defend here because Mia Natali is breaking out to her wing. Natali. Oh, missed Fazari on the return ball. Bennett. And Fazari. Millie Bennett takes Pryor down to the corner. Pryor concedes the throw. And looks as though Jordan Jasnos is going to keep her feet here and won't go to ground and ask for the trainer. Maybe just an awkward angle as she met the header there. It definitely looked a little dazed to begin with. So Wanderers on the attack as they look for a second goal. They scored 3 when the teams met in round 12. So they have no fear factor against this APIA defence. Off the head of Jasnos. Lancaster breaking through with the ball. Wow, well, news of a goal around the grounds. Sydney University are 1-0 up against UNSW. So that could decide the title this afternoon. Anything other than a UNSW win, and Bulls win the trophy without kicking a ball. Ball played back to Kroll. ball from Bradshaw. Pryor. Tash Pryor able to turn away from Natali. Now Walker. Down the left sideline. Both teams think it's their throw in. Billy Bennett in particular protesting. Jasnos breaks into midfield. Now Alyssa Rose plays it over to Maya Lobo. Lobo to Golding on the right touchline. Looks up at Kashaba. Talia Yunus comes through and wins the ball. Has Kashaba in support. Comes to the midfield for Zari. Under pressure. Oh, and goes to ground. Looks like a shoulder injury here, and the referee is going to whistle play to a stop. 19 minutes tick by here at Lambert Park. Wanderers in front, but the trainer is out immediately here for Nikita Fazari, and she looks in a lot of pain. So that might add on a bit of stoppage time to the end of the first half. Hopefully this is not a game-ending injury here for Fazari. Fazari, who scored the match-winning goal for Wanderers in their 1-0 win against Sydney University last weekend. Looking at the Wanderers bench today, Tyra Bajante, Alyssa McKenzie, Madison Gavilla, Zoe Panagopoulos, Mary Dalbroy, and Medina Musa. I would suggest that either Gavilla or Dalbroy would be the choices of central midfielders to come on. Just watching the goal for Sydney University back. So they lead 1-0 against UNSW. Massive. Fazari just knew immediately that something was wrong. The landing, the arm injury. Looks as though it's Medina Musa who is being prepared on the bench. One of the younger members of the Western Sydney Wanderers matchday squad. Actually broke through for her first senior goal against the Western City Rangers a couple of weeks ago. And it's really unfortunate for Fazari, who was in good form with that match winner last week, who's going to have to leave the game. And on comes Musa. He's been quite a prominent member of New South Wales state teams in the last two editions of the Emerging Matildas Championships. Should give you an idea of just how young she is at the beginning of her career, only 16 years of age. So on comes Musa in the number 32 shirt. And we're back underway. Breaking play, APIA with a chance to maybe discuss some tactics, not even a quarter of the way through the afternoon's action. With the throw in down the right sideline, Natali. Ball breaks into midfield. Rose onto Chico. Back to Golding. Golding wants to force it forward. Chico made the run. Now Chico takes on Keep, and Keep plays it safe and concedes a throw in. Of course, if Sydney Uni was to beat UNSW today, that would leave the door to second place wide open for the winner of today's match. I wonder if they'll pass that news around, just to try and heighten the level of effort out there from both teams. Chance to host your semi-final rather than be the away team could be up for grabs. Fonsong Cam trying to step around Koshaba. Koshaba forces her wide and not falling for the trickery of Fonsong Cam, and the ball runs along the line. Eunice. And a foul here on Betro means that Wanderers will have free possession inside their defensive half. Yeah, so as things stand, UNSW 53, Wanderers 52, APIA 49. So we could be heading into the final day of the season with Wanderers still a live chance of taking second place. Wanderers have Sydney Olympic, stable play. Here's Chico, low drive and cleared away by Bradshaw. Skimming off the head of Petro. NSW finishing home to Hills United, who really revived their fortunes in the last quarter of the season. So, by no means a formality for UNSW. If they don't win today, and Wanderers do close out a win here, or APIA comes back to win, then second still could be possible. Of course, a draw for these two would almost be mutually assured destruction. Golding, back to Lobo. And caught from behind there is Frida Caraberas. Free kick. Rona Walker with a little tap of the ankles. Caraberas, one of the many Australia under-17 connections with this Wanderers Academy, filtering all down their age groups. Seniors, 23s and 18s. Eunice. Pass intercepted by Mona Walker. Chico. Bit of a shallow return pass. Golding left stranded, and through comes Ruby Petro. And Chico desperate to make amends. There's the ball to Lobo. Golding. Chico. Kashaba tried to interrupt. Ball does find its way to Fonson Cam though. Good footwork, turns into the middle and just left Alyssa Rose stranded. She was able to bounce off Medina Musa though. Keep possession. Played over to Jasnos. Jasnos' pass intercepted. It's going to be returned here by Tessie Young. Young's got Natali ahead of the ball. That's where it's going. Natali with the touch off Medina Musa. Knocked over by Walker. Play continues. Natali, good close control, eventually tackled off the ball. Well played by Jasnos to get in and help out the centre backs, and the ball is cleared away. That was a decent little chance for Wanderers there. Not able to execute in the moment though. Bennett trying to keep them on the attack. Musa. The jink past Walker. The skills on show here for Medina Musa, the 16-year-old taking the game on. Plays it to Eunice. Eunice twisting and turning. Musa takes back over. He's got an option on the right. Bennett, flag stays down. Bennett whips across in, and it falls to Golding, and she's going to squeak it away. Only as far as Musa. Sidestep and shot blocked by Walker. APIA absolutely on the back foot here. Petro trying to burst through, and she does, but only in putting it over the bar. Wanderers absolutely dominating the last minute or so. APIA trapped in the defensive penalty area there. APIA still trapped down in their defence. Wanderers turning up the heats. You do wonder, are Wanderers building towards a charge to the grand final? These games in the run-in have largely been about who's going to finish top of the league, and the preparation for finals was almost a secondary consideration. Here's Musa. Medina Musa slips at the key moment, and Tash Pryor will come away with the ball. Of course, these teams have known they were going to be the top four for such a long time. When they get to play each other in this context, how much do you keep to yourself? How much do you learn? How important is the mental edge you can score against and beat your opponents? If Wanderers win today, it will be the season double against APIA, home and away. Pryor, Jasnos, first time pass intercepted by Petro. Natali has got Eunice ahead of the ball. She wants to shoot herself and just hooks it. And an easy collect there for Jacinta Gulabovsky. Gulabovsky clears. It's going to break out towards the APIA bench on the right touchline. Chico. Caraberas' pass was clever. Found Eunice. Eunice with a defence-splitting pass. Can Musa make ground? Gulabovsky comes out to the edge of the box. Well, that was a great pass from Talia Eunice, though. It was a very neat little dink from Caraberis to set her away too. Apia again looking swamped. Who is their outlet? Who is going to just get them out of the defensive half at the moment? Pryor. Long ball from Lobo, intercepted by Keith. Backtracking Kashaba. However, it's given away to Chico. And now Rose. Alyssa Rose from a standing start. Heard the shout of Mia Golding around the outside. Golding with a cross. And Kroll up with strength. Much taller Ashley Leder was challenging, but just arriving a little bit too late. And the goalkeeper, Annabelle Kroll, able to drag the ball in. Launches it away. Pryor, the header's going to break for Eunice here. Awkward bouncing ball. What a touch from Eunice. Able to take it out to the left here and slides it low. Natali arriving in the middle, and Lobo gets back in the nick of time. That was nearly 2 tap-ins for Mia Natali there. That was such a good touch from Eunice to skip away from the defender too. But it's going to slingshot down the other end. Chico blocked. Keep importance. And Annabelle Keep sees it out for a throw-in. Lobo, most recently a Western Sydney Wanderer. Just let go by them from their A-League program. She's been at APIA ever since. So a significant day for her. Natali. Rose. And Pryor don't want to tie themselves in knots here. The press is on. Betro leading it. Ball out to Lobo on the right. Walker, Betro backtracking. Look at the energy of Ruby Betro. Great slide challenge. Medina Musa has got Millie Bennett breaking through the middle. Ignores that, wants Eunice instead. Not a bad option. Eunice shot blocked away by Pryor. Just the energy of Wanderers is so noticeable here. They are trying to run Apia off the pitch at the moment. Apia are really clinging on. 1-0 down, half an hour ticked by. Can they get reward for their control of general play at the moment, though, Western Sydney? You feel as though Apia can absorb, and then they have really good technicians that can hit on the counter. Eunice is going to shoot from distance here, and Gulabovsky makes the save. It was sliding off target regardless. Yeah, this Apia team, they just can't get Fonsong Cam or Lancaster or Letta on the ball. They are isolated at the moment, the attacking talents of the home side. Instead, they remain trapped in defence, and under the pump here, Pryor, back pass, Gulabovsky clears away. Here's Natali volleying over to Betro. Betro gives possession away. That's perhaps just the slight opportunity Apia needed, because it is at the feet of Fonsong Cam. She's backtracking here. Susan Fonsong Cam runs into trouble, runs into Eunice. However, she's got Golding. Golding. Chico. Now Fonsong Cam again. Musa continues her press here on Pryor, and the free kick given. Oh, Medina Musa has come on as a substitute for the injured Nikita Fazari and has really made an impact here. Great energy coming from the first half sub. And it means there's been no let-up from the Wanderers team. Alyssa Rose. Caraberis plays it back to Keith. Keith with the hurried clearance. Through comes Lobo. Eunice. Kashaba. And now Eunice. Oh, caught by Chico. And Chico able to win the ball away. Eunice stays down. Apia on the move. Fonsong Cam onto the head of Tessa Young. And Wanderers, are they going to put it out here? Because Eunice is on her haunches. She's getting up Claudia Chico, that is by my count 3 instances of her targeting legally Talia Eunice. She is a marked woman, the primary playmaker of the Western Sydney Wanderers, and Claudia Chico is a pretty uncompromising defender. I wonder if the Wanderers bench might be shouting for a bit more protection for their creative architect in midfield. Young, intercepted by Jasnos. Rivera swings the ball back immediately. Musa hands the ball forward. Pryor, awkward bounce, but no one else from Wanderers to really make it red alert. So she's back to Gulabowski, the goalkeeper. Gulabowski. Chico's going to knock the clearance towards Golding. Oh, danger here. Gulabowski caught in possession by Musa. Bennett with an open net, and Wanderers have 2. And the press of Medina Musa able to catch the goalkeeper, and Millie Bennett the beneficiary. Wanderers double their lead, and it had been coming. They have been territorially dominant, and in general play, that pressure was building, and they've made it count. It's Millie Bennett's second goal of the season.
Wanderers leading 2-0.
And the impact of Medina Musa coming off the bench has been really noticeable in the game. Millie Bennett has not been afraid to get forward from right back. Amazing engine on the Australia Under-20 International, running up and down the pitch. And she was in the right spot to finish there. And Bennett, who only scored her first goal of the season for Western Sydney in the 9-0 romp against Western City Rangers in round 22, has popped up a month later to double her season tally. And APIA find themselves in a 2-0 hole with 10 minutes of the first half plus stoppage to go. Pryor, diagonal ball, looking for Chico. Musa brings the ball to ground. Sets Bennett a task. Pryor and Bennett. Well, Bennett's up to a sprint, but Pryor always had the advantage getting to the ball. There it's from Gulabowski this time. Finds its way to Walker. You feel for the young goalkeeper Gulabowski, 17 years of age. We've seen her deputise quite a few times this season. She was absolutely vital in APIA's 2-1 win against Northwest Sydney Spirit earlier in the season with a last-minute save as they held on to a 2-1 scoreline. APIA have certainly had their goalkeeping issues this season. Sophie Johnston, the former Sophie Magus, is on the bench today. Anna Leet has come and gone. New Zealand international who arrived from the Newcastle Jets is now a free agent as of the end of the NPL season as well. Newcastle have announced that she's not coming back, so her next move will be keenly anticipated, I'm sure. She's APIA's for now, but she's not in the matchday squad today. Caraberas, no let up from Western Sydney. They're walking on air at the moment. Bennett plays it back to Tessa Young. Now Betro. Caraberas. Medina Musa. Square ball. Natali with the first time shot. Big deflection. And Lancaster's got to hustle to avoid conceding a corner. She has not done so. It's another set piece coming up here for Wanderers. Plenty of time over this corner kick, and we might see a short corner because Talia Eunice, has wandered down. Showed their hand there, but it still might work out. Here's Kashaba with a bending shot. Pryor makes the block before the goalkeeper needs to get involved. Oh, the back pass is high risk. Natali nearly intercepted it, and the clearance comes in the nick of time. But that sums up where APIA are at the moment. You wonder if they need a formation or a positional change or even a first half sub here to avoid conceding a third before the break. Musa has got the ball on a string at the moment, blocked away by Chico. Young, Eunice. Bradshaw, got to be careful. Letter, oh, the foul given. Fonson Cam was following up with possession, but no chance to get away there for APIA on the counter. And that's what they are limited to at the moment. They are very much limited to the counter attack. Looks like they've swapped their wingers with Fonson Cam coming over to a more left-sided position and Charlotte Lancaster going over to the right. Lobo with a header. Natali, Betro, Chico. Lancaster only realised late that Keith was going to get to the ball first. Golding, playing it down Kashaba, but she's able to get back up. It was a slip and a heavy landing more than the challenge itself. Walker, Fonson Cam, 1-2 with Mona Walker. It's a scoop shot though, and harmlessly wide. So a situation we haven't seen too often today, a Wanderers goal kick. APIA not pressing too high. 5 minutes of regulation to go in the first half. There'll be a little bit of stoppage to account for the Nikita Fazari injury. Pryor, Lancaster, Rhodes, back towards Lobo. Ball out to the right, Golding crashing in on Keep, and Annabella Keep has kept inside of the pitch on lockdown for Wanderers so far in the game. She's going to slide a pass up to Eunice. Talia Eunice, the 1-2. It's looking all right for the Wanderers at the moment. Caraberis keeps it moving over to Bennett on the right, the most recent goal scorer, Millie Bennett. Nutmegs through Walker. Pass was maybe too clever. Even got the better of Eunice. Natali and Musa leading the press. Walker. And now Jasnos is free. Then she flipped the field here. Jordan Jasnos cuts inside. Lancaster making a run. Neat pass from Jasnos. Lancaster looking for Letter in the middle. It's going to sail over her and Fonson Cam. Well, that's as good as APIA have looked so far, breaking forward. Much needed encouraging signs at the end of the first half. Can they stay on the attack here? Chico, first time attempt, bending ball and easy catch in the end. It just dipped late rather than really pin Annabelle Kroll back on the goal line. Both teams appealing. The decision goes APIA's way. If they can score here, it really would give them a bit of hope that in a first half where they have been well and truly outplayed, they are not out of it on the score sheet. It is only 2-0. It was good value for that lead, but can APIA plant some seeds of doubt? Letter with good hold-up play. Chico arriving late. Corner kick given. Last touch off Kashaba. So Alyssa Rose goes and retrieves the ball to take a corner kick. Sun almost completely down. Evening kickoff in Sydney. Half-time closing in. Here's Rose with the corner. Lancaster was the target. He's going to run away. And Betro takes possession. Taking out to the left against Golding. Through comes Walker, spilled the ball. Lancaster with a shot from distance, and the synthetic, if anything, made it an easier save for Kroll there because it bounced so true. Nice straight shot to Reed with no deviation. Koshaba into the midfield. Rose to Fonsong Camp. Now Golding. Cleared from Fonsong Camp. Pushed off balance, but not enough to constitute a foul, so it will be a Wanderers ball. Musa stuck in a 1-on-3. Walker fouled. A little bit too much chopping at the ankles there. So into the final minute of regulation at the end of the first half. And Charlotte Lancaster comes to something on her left foot. High looping ball prior to the target. It falls in the penalty area and cleared away by Young. Musa with a sliced clearance. Eunice. And Pryor under pressure from Eunice, but has an outlet in Golding. APIA being forced backwards. Oh, that pass was dangerous. Given away. Bennett. Musa. Return pass here. And Bennett is not going to be able to advance onto it. Jasnos too quick. And goes and cleans up in defence. The game stretched. APIA exploit a potential gap. Not with that pass. Novo gives it away to Young. No fourth official today, so stoppage time at the discretion of the referee. Of course, it'll be different in finals. We'll have fourth officials for those. Koshaba. Eunice. Able to get her own back on Chico and win the ball. Trotted forward here. Natali bounces off Lobo and then picks the pocket of Jasnos. Mia Natali with a strike. And that would have been the full stop on a great first half from Wanderers. They are looking hot at the moment. 2-0 up against APIA, and they're on track to do the season double, having already won earlier this season back in round 12. First goal of the game from Mia Natali after a great cross from the left by Alvina Koshaba. And then the pressing work of Medina Musa was able to spill the ball into the path of Millie Bennett, and she finished into an empty net. And that gives us the half-time score. APIA Leichhardt 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 2. We'll be back in about 10 to 12 minutes with the second half.
Today we have raised $4,470.84. We hope you enjoyed today's football and we thank you for standing together with APIA Leichhardt and Western Sydney Wanderers for that for cancer. Forza APIA.
Nothing yet to cause raucous celebration. Moreno out to Christodoulou. The cross comes to Collins. Ava Collins. And there it is for UNSW. Collins had all the time in the world. Pulled it back onto her left foot and fired it.
Sars to put this in. Onto the head there of a Rams player and into the back of the net. Lily McMahon to take this one. To draw level in stoppage time. Lily McMahon in the back of the net. Excellent penalty there from McMahon.
Bronte True in the first place. A nice bit of all-around play there as the corner is whipped in by the Stingrays. Headed forward, blocked on the line, cleared away. It's got Pascal Lebowski, and Ruby Egan-Brown, I believe, has got the last touch, and the Stingrays take a lead here. She'll move it to Capitanelis, who sends it long. Walker looked to get on the end of it, wasn't able to do so. Fontaine-Cam brings it down. Fontaine-Cam takes a shot. Susan Fontaine-Cam has equalised for APIA. And they want to get the ball back to the middle as quickly as possible.
So, Morris, ready to strike. Blocked beautifully, but struck by Jessica Garrett. And Hills United take the early lead here at Christie Park. Stealer back is Plebani. Down to Morris. Looking to get around Kilbride. Strikes it long. Gets in. Oh, almost. It does. What a goal by Libby Morris. That is just brilliant. A chance now. Goes in for number 3. Iasino, within minutes, puts Hills United 3-0 up. Garrett, she gets a second for the afternoon. That free header bags her a double.
Nada at right back. Through comes Boutros, winning possession, lifts in across. It's going to fall kindly here. And the opportunity for Western to score first blocked away. And the follow-up is there. Summer Grauke has volleyed in and put Western City Rangers into a 1-0 lead. And is able to keep the ball at Olympic feet, and then a very nice sidestep to open up some space. Swings across into the box. Witts meets it, and the finish at close range from Nicholas once, twice, and it's there for a goal. Sydney Olympic are level. Back pass here. Could be a little dangerous. Petkovski's going to get to the ball first. Rounds the keeper and steadies and scores. And a little gift is seized upon. Sydney Olympic take the lead through Tiana Petkovski, and they go in front 2-1. Boise Yulden has the ball back in midfield. Bordana through ball here. Petkovski's quick. She's going to get to the ball. A question of the finish, and it's a good one. 2 for Tiana Petkovski and 3 for Sydney Olympic.
Wanderers keep it alive. Cross comes in, and Farah misses it. Chance here for Fazzari, and Nikita Fazzari opens the scoring. And a late run into the box, proven to done the damage. He got on the end of the cross. First touch was brilliant. The second touch, even better.
It's about 30 seconds of regulation time remaining. May have about 2 minutes added on. Dangerous ball. Bowen Gray! Off the post and in! And just as I mentioned it, they've done it. A perfect delivery in and great angled run from Elizabeth Barwick-Gray. And Bulls take the lead here at Cromer.
Every week, hundreds of thousands of people turn up around football grounds around New South Wales. Parents, kids, refs, coaches and volunteers. Cardiac incidents can happen to anyone at any time on the pitch.
Right now, not every club has a defibrillator.
And the ones that do are not always maintained or ready to use. In a critical moment, with a defib, that could save lives. That's why Football New South Wales, St John Ambulance and Toyota have come together for Every Beat Matters to help clubs around New South Wales to access defibrillators, cover maintenance, and build a register so we know exactly where every unit is around the state. All you need to do is buy a ticket through Raffle Ticks. $5 can make a difference. Every ticket goes towards funding defibrillators and maintenance for clubs that need it most. A live fundraising board shows exactly how much is being raised. And every ticket you buy puts you in the draw to win a Toyota Corolla. One ticket, real impact. Help your club be ready when it matters. So buy your ticket today.
So almost ready to go at the start of the second half. NPL Women's New South Wales, round 25. APIA trailing 2-0 at home to the Western Sydney Wanderers at half-time as we get the second half underway. And APIA in need of a response, otherwise they may be consigned to fourth place and almost certainly a rematch of last season's grand final in the semi-finals, unless they can find a response here. Jordan Jasnos running onto the ball. Alyssa Rose, and the pass slides wide and out. Looking around the APIA team at the start of the second 45, it doesn't appear as though they have changed the 11 that started the game. Western Sydney Wanderers had one forced change in the first half, with Nikita Fazari coming off injured for Medina Musa. But beyond that, it does appear to be the same 10 that otherwise started the game. Around the grounds, Sydney University have made it to halftime 1-0 up against UNSW, which could leave second spot up for grabs for the winner of today's game. As things stand, Bulls are being crowned the league winners today, unless UNSW can mount a comeback. And then it would be UNSW as things stand on 53, Wanderers 52, and then APIA on 49. So they would be out of the mix for second place if they lose tonight, APIA. And given the goal difference situation currently being 2-0 down, even favourable results in the last weekend of the season may not necessarily come to their aid. Crossfield pass here. Brought down by Alvina Koshaba. Looking up at Mia Golding. Koshaba. And the ball is cleared away. Artificial light has completely taken over. It's a very different looking Lambert Park to the one we kicked off the game in afternoon sun in the first 45. Even in spite of the beautiful weather, 6 p.m. in Sydney in August, it's still total blacked out and the sun down. Medina Musa conceding a bit of territory. To the goalkeeper, Annabelle Kroll. Kroll plays out to the right side of defence. It would be such a win for Wanderers as we see Young receive a foul here. If they keep a clean sheet today without Savannah Murray, who's been ever present throughout almost the entire season in their defence, and Young coming into the lineup alongside Charlotte Bradshaw. Here's Claudia Chico backtracking now to Jacinta Gulabovsky in the APIA goal. Gulabovsky clears. Volley by Koshaba. Medina Musa. Her space being shut down by the backtracking Mona Walker. Walker had the momentum there to come in and win the ball away, and now she turns and sends it out to the left. Jordan Jasnos making ground against the line. Jasnos with a pass looking for Lancaster. Charlotte Lancaster takes possession. Leg penalty. And Tessa Young there tripping over Charlotte Lancaster, and the referee had no hesitation pointing to the penalty spot. And this may be APIA's way back into the game. And Chloe Gray, the referee, is going over to speak to the assistant here. Are we about to see this decision reversed? Wanderers are protesting. I'm going to have a sneaky look back at the stream here. I mean, I have no reason to believe it's not a penalty. It looked like a foul. It was accidental, but that's still a foul. So Ashley Letter, who's been starved of chances, wastes no time over the penalty and scores. And APIA are back in business. Exactly what they needed at the start of the second half. Ashley Letter's 28th league goal of the season, and 29 in all competitions, hits the back of the net, and it's all business from the Golden Boot leader. And she grabs the ball and runs it back to the middle.
Goal to APIA.
And even though APIA were, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say, played off the park in the first half, they did only concede 2 goals, and now they might wipe out the deficit in the blink of an eye. Betro courting possession from kickoff. And as the ball squeaks into the box, Letter lays it off. Fonsom can! Comeback complete! APIA have roared back into the game, and it's 2-2. Well, how the momentum can swing. And Wanderers will be spewing, coughing up the ball from kickoff. And it was just good play through the left flank to keep the attack going, squeezed into the penalty area, Letter laid it off. And Fonts on cam, such a good technician.
The score now, 2 goes all.
Well, I wonder if the players were told about the situation over at Sydney University. Oh, Chico, foul here. Yellow on Mia Natali, first booking of the game. Wanderers want to go quickly. Eunice. I've got to be honest, other than one mad minute, it's not like APIA's football has really merited parity in the game, but Wanderers have to really lift now because APIA are going to have all the momentum behind them. Wanderers need to let their football get re-established and do the talking. And a foul by Rose on Eunice. Letter. APIA still up and running. Lancaster. Only Letter ahead of the ball. Lancaster says that's enough for me. Drives it long across the pitch though. All over the head of Letter and cleared away by Bennett. And Susan Fonts on cam, who started her A-League career at the Western Sydney Wanderers. She's now on the books of Perth Glory. Will be heading back there this summer. She scored her 4th goal of the NPL women's season there. I did say in the first half that a draw might be mutually assured destruction for these two teams, though, because it would leave both of them 3 points behind UNSW going into the final day of the season. It's amazing to think that UNSW might lose tonight, and if these two draw, they won't be under a huge amount of threat for second spot going into the final day of the season. Not mathematically done by any means, though. APIA trying to turn this game on its head, trying to press the way that Wanderers pressed them in the first half. Eunice is having none of it. Able to dispossess Mia Golding. Bennett. Bennett with a long ball. Bouncing for Natali. Oh, and the volley. That could have been spectacular, but she caught it almost too flush. And roosted it out into the trees behind the left of screen goal. Down at the Norton Street end of the ground. Certainly brought the crowd back into this game. Really healthy attendance for the United Against Cancer game. That's why APIA are playing in the special kit tonight. You can jump onto the APIA Leichhardt social media pages and website to find out more about the charities that it's raising money for, and with them about cancer prevention and awareness. Petro, back pass to Kroll. Petro deflected. Letter holding the ball up. Ashley Letter on the spin. Classic centre forward play there. The shot just kept rising. And that's what APIA need. Ashley Letter engaging in general play. Of course, if this game is a draw, APIA will go back above Western. Well, they were behind Western Sydney Wanderers, but they will, with a draw, hold on to 3rd place. On goal difference from the Western Sydney Wanderers. Pryor with the header. Caraberis, Eunice. Keith. Caraberis. Trying to keep the ball moving forward at all costs. Eunice has no choice but to wheel away and go backwards this time, though, under pressure from Walker. Keith. Caraberis. Now Bradshaw has to clear in a hurry. Chico with the header. Bennett. Lifted by Walker. Might work out perfectly for Eunice. Bounces off the challenge of Chico. And then works her way out to the right. Talia Eunice. Walker wins the ball. Lancaster. Back to Walker. And now Letta. Fonson Cam. Lancaster trying to use a bit of strength on Tessie Young there. Young better than to be bullied off the ball. And with a big deflection, it's going to go out for a Wanderers throw over at right back. What a first 10 minutes of the second half we have had. APIA cancelling out the halftime deficit. A penalty from Ashley Letta. And then a pinpoint strike into the top right corner of Susan Fonson-Cam. Gives us this 2-2 scoreline. Pryor plays the ball to Jasnos. Jasnos trying to find Fonson-Cam, but Tessie Young holds her ground. Concedes another throw in. Second half is kicked off over at Sydney University, so that game is still 11 minutes behind us here. Sydney Uni leading UNSW 1-0. Fonson-Cam through the left. Not going to be able to chase him down there. Here's Lancaster. Seemingly no appetite for more activity on the Wanderers bench. They're going to trust the 11 that's out there. APIA have sent all of their subs to go and do some warm-ups. Still got Talia Campanellis waiting in the wings, the player who did get one season of experience in the A-League at Western Sydney Wanderers. Jasnos' throw in. Letta back to Jasnos. Rose. Lobo. Stepping through traffic. Walker. Maya Lobo. Good little run. Now Mia Golding. Golding breaks into the box here. Cuts it back for Letta. And Letta with a little scoop off the toe. And it just looped up in the air kindly for Annabelle Kroll. APIA were stuck in a holding pattern there with the throw-in and clearance, and then eventually they got it out into open field thanks to the good play of Maya Lobo there. Natali sees Alvina Kashaba cross field, sends it to her on the halfway line, and now Eunice ahead of the ball. Eunice. Kashaba. Deflected off Rose, cleared by Chico, volleyed by Bradshaw. Through the left. Tessie Young, who she grabbed. Play continues. Lancaster's throw. And cleared away by Bennett. So after the madness of those two goals in quick succession, things have settled down a bit here. APIA still on top though in the search for a 3-2 lead. Jasnos drives across, volleyed away by Bradshaw. Fonson-Cam. Eunice. Talia Eunice. Alvina Kashaba. Petro running into trouble against Walker, but had Kashaba there as a backup. Now Young to Bennett. Tessie Young, the APIA bench were getting very animated there about the prospects of their press. Rose. And the foul going the way of APIA. Ian Tali giving away the free kick. Walker sends the ball back to Pryor. Chico chops a long ball. Annabella Keep intercepts. Chico over the head of Letta. Keep with the header to Betro. Jasnos trying to anticipate the pass. Mona Walker through the left. Charlotte Lancaster, will it sit up? Oh, it did, but Lancaster took a big swing at the ball. No contact. She's asking for another penalty. Having won the first one earlier in the half for APIA, but a corner kick is the end result. I haven't mentioned the other game that's going on at the moment, or two other games. Hills United are 0-0 against Illawarra Stingrays. That's coming up towards half-time. And Sydney Olympic are 1-0 up against the Gladesville Ravens after half an hour. Those two will be finishing after we wrap up here, given that they're both still in the first half. We have crossed the hour mark here. And it's a corner kick for APIA as they try to go in front. That's low to Pryor. Sent back out to the corner taker, Alyssa Rose. Now Rose for Pryor on the head, and Fonson-Cam misses a tap-in. The flag stayed down, it would have counted, and after scoring a ripper earlier in the half, Susan Fonson-Cam has missed a tap-in from inside the 6-yard box. And that should have been 3-2 to APIA. It will be a corner. Anticipation builds here for Alyssa Rose with the corner kick. It's another low move, and Lancaster bombs away. Just looking back on the stream here, this Fonson-Cam opportunity. I'm sure the crowd really awake to just what a good chance it was. They were deathly silent watching it all unfold. Here's Bennett for Western Sydney. Pryor will take possession of the ball and knock it to Alyssa Rose. Second crossfield ball intercepted by Koshaba.
Oh, touch.
And out in front of Eunice. Talia Eunice. Is she away? Chico's quick. Chico does well. Catches Eunice. Has support from Rose. Back pass a little hot for Lobo, but she responded. Plays it out to Golding on the right. Here Golding running into trouble. Chico back to Lobo. And Lobo lifts it out, bouncing into the crowd. Here's Musa. Here's the ball to Eunice. Betro. And Bennett. Ken Wanderers re-established their control of general play. Bennett is loading up. It's going to deflect kindly here. Frida Karaberis with a side-footed volley. And even though there's a little bobble from Gulabovsky, she's able to hold on. Wasn't the most menacing of shots there from Frida Karaberis. Quite hit it truly. Flicked header by Crofts. Lancaster is going to chase this all the way up to Annabelle Kroll. Oh, a misplaced pass. Crofts is going to score, and APIA are going to go in front. A misplaced pass out from the back, and it's a total gift to Ashley Crofts. 29th goal of the league season, 30th of the campaign. and the Western Sydney Wanderers have come undone. And of the 30 goals that she's scored this season, Ashley Crofts, well, that one will be, if not the easiest, one of them. And the Western Sydney Wanderers, just when it looked like they were starting to re-establish a little bit of control of general play, they have gifted a goal to APIA here. And APIA, as things stand, have gone from condemned to fourth
to number 11,
to 1 point out of second.
Now, APIA 3, Western Sydney Wanderers 2.
And for Ashley Crofts in her pursuit of Georgie Yeoman Dale's 32 goals in a league season record, she's up to 29. With a trip to North Turramurra Recreation Reserve next weekend and 25 more minutes here. Score at Sydney University Sports Ground is still 1-0 to the home side. UNSW still leaving the door to second place ajar. Medina Musa, Wanderers looking for the instant response. It's going to be caught in possession by Fonsong Cam. Keep. Betro. Lancaster to Walker. Well, APIA have shown great character in this comeback here. And they have overwhelmed Western Sydney. The initial foul for the first penalty. Heads were still spinning for whatever reason for Western Sydney Wanderers. They were still in front 2-1, but they coughed up the ball right from kick-off and conceded straight away for 2-2. And now, a giveaway from the goalkeeper straight to the feet of Ashley Letter means that it is 3-2 to APIA. Bulls watching on, getting ready to enjoy winning the title with a round to spare. They're on 58, UNSW 53, APIA up to 52, and the Western Sydney Wanderers on 49. APIA away at Northern Tigers next weekend, UNSW home against Hills United. Here's a chance for Jasnos. Sweeps it to Fonsong Cam. Not quite as spectacular on the left as the right. Letter brings it down though. The attack still going. Golding has got Chico on the right. Space opens up here. Golding didn't want to shoot. Looking for a teammate to pass to. And now Lancaster is the outlet. Lancaster goes for a blast. And puts it across the face for a goal kick. Well, APIA looking for a fourth. Looking for a 2-goal buff of their own. Brad Attard is prowling the sideline at the moment, shouting. The coach getting really invested. Got Annabelle Kroll just crouching down on her haunches here, and the trainer has been sent out for Western Sydney, so this is a worry. I mentioned earlier that Annabelle Kroll had come in for Amy Hall during the course of the season, and even younger goalkeeper Charlotte Church is on the bench for Western Sydney Wanderers tonight. Kroll is receiving treatment. I think both teams are going to use this almost like a tactical timeout. Once we get back underway, there'll only be 20 minutes to go, plus stoppage. Charlotte Church, the former Manly United junior, only 17 years of age. Doesn't appear as though she's going through a dedicated warm-up just yet. Fitness test continues for Kroll. The referee summons the players back into position because the trainer is leaving the scene, and Annabelle Kroll looks like she's okay to continue. Good news for the Wanderers keeper. They have been able to steady themselves and rally in this little break as things stand. The first week of finals would be Bulls versus Wanderers at Valentine Sports Park, and then UNSW against APIA at the Village Green. APIA would love to take second and bring that semi-final here to Lambert. in front of their home fans. So, play restarts with a goal kick. And Kroll showing no signs of the injury, able to clear. Only shallow, though. Barely clears the defensive third. Letter over her head. Fonson Cam was in the pocket, but the ball ran on quickly to Bradshaw. Chico, Musa. Rhodes. Back to Jasnos on the left. Fonson Cam. Chico. With the right channel, sets Golding a task, and that's going to run long. Out for another goal kick. Charlotte Lancaster and Ashley Letter ready to press up. And this time, similar distance. And out wide from Kroll with the clearance. Betro. Back to Bradshaw. Chance for handball. Lobo. Play continues at the feet of Bennett. Bennett has it to Musa. Musa, neat little sidestep in midfield. Walker is going to catch her backtracking again. Second time in the half that's happened, and Medina Musa this time gives away a free kick. Discussions on the APIA bench. Christina Kachik has taken off the substitutes bench, a defender. I don't know if they're going to be going defensive or if they're going to think about maybe some positional switches enabled by bringing on another centre back. Maya Lobo and Tash Pryor are out there at the moment. Brad Attard has shown absolutely no hesitation to move Tash Pryor into midfield or even throw her up top if the situation dictates it. So I wonder if that's why they're readying for Cheap to maybe move Pryor into the midfield. Here's a cross from Lancaster over the head of Letter. Golding brings it down. Mia Golding in the penalty area, stepping through traffic here. And now over to Walker, and the ball is cleared away. Only as far as Pryor. Lobo. Volleyed away by Tessa Young. Looks like it'll be a double change for APIA. Talia Caput and Ellis not too far away as well. Gulabovsky onto the head of Koshaba. Eunice. Eunice plays the ball back to Young. Oh, that's Jasnos with great energy, winning the ball and repelling. Out in front of Lancaster. Letter's waiting in the middle. The cross bends onto the feet of Bradshaw. The follow-up from Jasnos. It's going to deflect out for a corner. APIA have got it down at their attacking end. This double change waiting in the wings. Looks as though they'll wait until after the corner kick here. APIA look more likely to score a fourth, it must be said, than Wanderers do to score an equaliser. Can they capitalise on a bit of momentum behind them here, having come back from 2-0 down to lead 3-2? A mirror of the scoreline when they met at Wanderers Football Park earlier in the season. Alyssa Rose with the corner kick. Headed down by Musa, only as far as Golding. Golding takes a touch, weaving back out to the left. Rose is there. Oh, offside. The Wanderers defence applauding each other for effecting the offside trap of Alyssa Rose down in the corner. Wanderers have prepared some subs of their own here. Alyssa McKenzie is going to be coming on here for Mia Natali. She sprints over to the bench. And it also looks like it'll be Frida Caraberis coming on. Sorry.
Substitutes for Western Sydney Wanderers, number 11, Alyssa McKenzie.
I think it's Zoe Panagopoulos coming off here. It is. Zoe Panagopoulos, the former APIA junior, comes back to her former club. Tash Pryor and Mona Walker are the two players that have come up here. I thought Pryor might have been moved into midfield. Instead, it is an early mark at 75 minutes for Pryor. And so Captain Ellis and Kachik are the two players that come on, but it's like for like at centre back with Kachik on for Pryor. And with Mona Walker going to the bench, Captain Ellis has been thrown up top. And I suspect that Alyssa Rose is going to be sitting a lot deeper in midfield as a result. Letter nearly winning the ball back at the edge of the area. Bradshaw, the clearance is shallow. Golding, Lancaster, back to Mia Golding. Golding in space, and Golding shoots on target, but it's saved by Kroll. Straight out the keeper, didn't really make her work. Now, big news around the grounds. Equaliser for UNSW. They are level 1-1 in the 65th minute. Kachik, straight off the bench, goes to ground. Foul committed by Musa. She can protest her innocence, but the decision is made. So, UNSW, Ava Collins, just as she did at the Village Green earlier in the season, has scored the equaliser for 1-1 against Sydney University, and they've got plenty of time to go on and win it tonight and deny Bulls the chance to win the title here tonight. It would also put them out of reach for these two teams battling here. They would have come out of the rooms at half-time probably aware that second place could be up for grabs. Of course, if UNSW do go on to win, they'll be up to 56, and APIA will be on 52 as things stand. So they won't be able to catch them for second place and hosting advantage in the semi-finals. Letter plays it to Lancaster. Lancaster's pass. Tessa Young, Bennett knocks it back to Keep. Looping pass. Koshaba keeps it moving. Kachik able to win the ball from Musa. And then drives a pass long, which will run down to the goalkeeper, Annabelle Kroll. So the Wanderers double change. Panagopoulos has come on in central midfield. Alyssa McKenzie is hugging the right touchline as they attack. Petro to Bennett, who tries to switch it out to the left, but Golding intercepts. Lobo to Golding. Here Golding drifting in. Wanted Lobo to come through on the overlap, but she wasn't motoring. Does that leave a gap? Here's Panagopoulos, one of the fresh subs off the bench for Wanderers. Panagopoulos driving a crossfield ball to Alyssa McKenzie. Looked like a handball by Jasnos. Referee lets it slide. Jasnos ran straight into Petro. Panagopoulos plays it to McKenzie. Now Eunice from the wing taking on Captain Ellis. Her path blocked. McKenzie. And across to no one in particular. Easy, uncontested claim for Jacinta Gulubovsky in the middle. High clearance coming here from Gulubovsky. It rears up. High bounce off the synthetic. Has to be dealt with here by Bradshaw. Got to be careful under the press of Lancaster. And she gets it away in the nick of time. Young. Great shape of the body there from Eunice to receive the pass. And then break forward into the attacking half. Being pursued by Letta and fouled by Letta. And it's a yellow card for the APIA captain. Second of the game. She joins Claudia Chico in the book. And it's a free kick in shooting range here for the Western Sydney Wanderers to try and get back level with 10 minutes to go. So Alvina Kushaba is the player who's been given the responsibility of this free kick. Referee Chloe Gray walking the wall of 4, back a step or two. It doesn't look like 10 yards to the naked eye, but the referee's made the decision. I think Kushaba's arguing the same thing, but here's the chance. Kushaba wraps a left foot round it, and a good catch right in front of the eyes from Gulabovsky. That was travelling. It was on target, and it's been well saved. Cleared away by Gulabovsky. Ball tumbling down to Captain Ellis. APIA trying to go end-to-end. Captain Ellis with a flying cross. It bounces. Bradshaw deals with it. Defensive header back into the goalkeeper's gloves. Leonard was waiting to capitalise on any slip or miss, but it wasn't there. Rose, Fonsongkham, Lobo. That's going to bounce down to the goalkeeper as well. Got to say, time is on APIA's side here. Wanderers have not been prolific creating chances in the second half. APIA have flipped this game. Truth be told, the scoreline was repaired before general play was, but they have gone about slowly but surely taking control of the contest. And the player who scored the equaliser, Susan Fonsongkham, is going to make way here as she jogs over to the bench. It looks like Jamie Bofils, I believe, who is coming on here. And Fonsongkham will take her time leaving the pitch. So the sub goes through in the 82nd minute. Jamie Bofils comes on. Susan Fonsongkham leads the game. Letter underneath the header. Bennett. Panagopoulos. Young. Tessa Young. The ball deflects on. Eunice. Out to McKenzie. Alyssa McKenzie. She'll find her speed here. Oh, she ended up fouling Captain Ellis, who was guarding her closely. Take their time every time the ball stops now, you suspect. Free kick down in the corner. Off the head of Letter. The runners are chasing. Bofils fresh off the bench. Back pass finds its way to Kroll. Captain Ellis. Another crossfield ball. Bouncing towards Mia Golding. Golding against Bennett. Will battle for the ball. And you hear the cheers of the home fans. APIA get the decision from the assistant referee. Chico in no hurry. Brought down by Bofils. Chico down the line. Letter, bouncing ball. Captain Ellis frees the left foot. Wasn't able to lash a volley quite the way she would have hoped, though. And Wanderers scramble to clear away. APIA counting down to a fourth goal here to put themselves out of sight at the end of the night. Chico's throw in. Low drive, cleared away, only as far as Golding. The volley comes from Betro. Moose is isolated though. Here's McKenzie. Trying to dash. McKenzie working through the gears. Bofils sticking to her and fouling her. Free kick for Western Sydney on the right side of midfield. So set piece opportunity. Eunice driving it. It was perhaps intended as a direct shot on goal, but it slid across the face and found its way out. Again, Kulabovsky is going to just take all the time the referee will allow here. Setting up the goal kick. Used for goal around the grounds. Illawarra Stingrays have taken a 1-0 lead away at Hills United. And the handball given here against Bradshaw, who will have to retreat. So the start-stop nature of the game seemingly suiting APIA just fine as they hold this 3-2 lead. If they do hold on to this scoreline, that will be 3 points and 7 goals difference above the Wanderers heading into the final weekend. So even if they were to lose away at the Northern Tigers, and they did lose to the Tigers here at Lambert Park during the season, the goal difference swing would be pretty extreme in order for Wanderers who play Sydney Olympic to try and catch them. If they were to lose by 1, for example, Wanderers would have to win by 6. So plausible, but perhaps not likely. APIA's ambitions are to still try and steal second. Here's Captain Ellis with a low drive. And the follow-up from Jasnos! APIA have got a fourth, and Jordan Jasnos, too much power to be dealt with. It's going to be a memorable night at Lambert Park for the home side. They've come from 2-0 down to lead 4-2. And a bullet from Jasnos appears to be the final save. Second of the season for Jasnos, and the left back struck that one sweetly.
Goal to number 13, Jordan
Annabelle Kroll got a bit of it, but not enough to keep it out of the back of the net.
4 goals to 2.
And the Western Sydney Wanderers tonight will be a valuable learning experience for them. They looked unstoppable in the first half. If anything, they did not get fair value for taking a 2-0 lead. And they have been overwhelmed and overrun here in the second half. Kashava's cross. Panagopoulos, can they cut it back to 4-3 for the end of the game? Musa blocked away. Musa again over the bar. And that would have made it tasty for the final 2 minutes, but not to be. APIA are going to make 2 more subs here. Brad Attard signalling to the referee. Ashley Letter will come off her 28th and 29th goals of the league campaign. She will be taking aim at 30 next weekend. If she scores a hat-trick next weekend, she will equal Georgia Yeoman-Dale's record of 32 in a home and away season. And it looks like Mia Golding, who has run herself into the ground over on the right side of defence, is going to be coming off here as well. Imogen Lane and Lexi Medina are the 2 players who are going to be coming on. And it's all smiles for Letter and Golding as they leave the match with 90 seconds of regulation time to go. And a great moment for Lexi Medina, who's been bouncing between the under-18s and the seniors, with the under-23s in the middle throughout the course of the season. Nothing quite like those full club celebrations which we saw after the 4th goal there. Eunice's pass, got to be dealt with. Katiko, it's been fumbled. Musa denied at point-blank range. If it had counted, I don't think it would have. It's going to be a restart for APIA inside their defensive penalty area. And so, if you're watching this Football New South Wales YouTube channel, there's just over 10 minutes to go in the battle of the 2 unis. It's still 1-1, and whether or not UNSW can lock up second place tonight and keep the title alive into the last round, that's where you can head at the end of this one. In the meantime, Lexi Medina Here she comes. Bending cross into the box. Oh, missed. Nearly Captain Ellis on her right foot there. Still goes and chases the ball down. And we tick into stoppage time at the end of the night. No fourth officials, so entirely at the discretion of the referee. We did have a little break just before the 70-minute mark when Annabelle Kroll had to go down for treatment. Chico. And of course, today's result means almost certainly these two teams wouldn't be able to meet again until the grand final. In fact, it does mean they wouldn't be able to meet again until the grand final. So I wonder if Wanderers will take the lessons of those 2 goals in a mad minute when their lead was wiped out and be able to apply those in the high-pressure situation of a semi-final in 2 weekends' time. I know it's a cliche and a lot of fans hate hearing it, but sometimes you actually do win or you learn. And the Wanderers will have learnt plenty tonight. High ball, bouncing towards Annabelle Keith. Shins a ball away. Panagopoulos advancing onto it through midfield. Plays it out to the left. Medina Musa still chasing, and Claudia Chico giving her nothing. And puts it into the crowd. Out for a throw-in. Throw into Bennett. Quick 1-2 between Panagopoulos and Koshaba. And Chico again on duty. Down in the right back corner to clear away. Bouncing ball, Medina Musa kept her feet under the challenge of Modena there. Could have gone to ground. Sporting play. And away come APIA. Captain Ellis. Imogen Lane has been thrown up top, having come on for Ashley Letter in the dying stages here. Crossfield pass, Bennett is going to have to go and chase it down. Modena following her. Ball finds its way out. 2 minutes of additional time have been ticked over. APIA is going to win, and they are going to have a stranglehold on third. The only question is, can they aspire to second? I don't think they can. UNSW have just hit the front at Sydney University, so APIA will come off to that bad news as far as their hopes for the top 2 are concerned. It looks like it's Milan Hammond who has popped up with an 82nd minute goal. So UNSW have come from a goal down. APIA were behind by 2 here and have come back to win. And maybe third will be their reward. Here's Lobo. Lobo ran into trouble. Eunice. Mackenzie sprinting down the right flank. Jasnos doesn't want to give her anything here, and Mackenzie drags Jasnos to ground and gives away the free kick. So one last look at the table, the live table before we're done here. Bulls 58, UNSW 56, APIA 52, Wanderers 49. So the title will not be decided tonight as things stand, but Bulls play last placed Western Sydney Rangers in the final round. And it looks like a mere formality that they will get at least the draw that they would need. They draw, mind you, and UNSW was to win 12-0 against Hills United, then, well, anyway, we'll leave permutation station for another time. We're ticking deeper and deeper into stoppage here. 4 minutes are up. Long ball, can Medina Musa find a way through? She hasn't stopped trying since coming on. She's given away another free kick here. And the full-time whistle goes. A memorable night at Lambert Park. APIA Leichhardt have come from 2-0 down to win 4-2. And they do it on a significant night for the club, on field and off, with the United Against Cancer game in the unique kit. And they will remember the shirts that they wore tonight with great fondness. Western Sydney Wanderers looked $1 million in the first half. They took the lead in such impressive fashion. And it was Mia Natali who opened the scoring before Millie Bennett made it 2. But then in the space of a minute, a penalty won by Charlotte Lancaster and converted by Ashley Letter made it 2-1. And then with heads spinning, APIA won the ball back, scored from a Wanderers kickoff through Susan Fonsong Cam to make it 2-2. The third goal was a gift, it must be said, passed out from the back by Annabelle Kroll straight to Ashley Letter, who rolled it in for 3-2. And then Jordan Jasnos put a bow on it with a great strike that burst through the goalkeeper to make it 4. And it means that APIA Leichhardt hold third going into the final round of the season. They may not be able to move any higher based on other results, but they will have so much encouragement from this comeback going into the final series to see if they can finally win that elusive grand final. That's it for us on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel tonight. On behalf of our broadcast partner, Sportscast Australia, my name's Teo Pellizzeri. Thanks for your company tonight. The full-time score, APIA Leichhardt 4, Western Sydney Wanderers 2. Good night.